Hello and welcome to lesson number 7. In this lesson, some of the stuff we're going to learn is how to make a corridor, and also how to make an assembly and how to label an assembly, and also making a corridor with the region provided. Download this file. We've been working with this. You should have this. And if not, down below the description you can download this file and follow along. This is we made two different alignment right here. We're going to go ahead and build a corridor here, but before we do that we have to create an assembly. And what assembly are basically it's an attachment point of a roadway cross section, both to the horizontal and vertical, and it defines the cross section. So let's go talk about cross section for a second before we get into assembly. That way you have a kind of idea. Let me bring back my PowerPoint here. So here's the definition of cross section. And if you look at a roadway, imagine you're driving on a roadway, and then where you drive and make a cut right there. What's underneath the asphalt and how it's shaped. This is one of the typical cross section. And from one end to the other end we call the roadway. And then we have the travel way, usually will be your center line to yellow line, and then you have the shoulder for drainage. And let's see a picture of it so we can see that. So if you look at this picture, from the yellow line from here, that's your shoulder, and this is your slope. And it might have a two different slope. Normally from the crown of the roadway in your travelway is about 2%, and a shoulder around here is about 5%. So here's another picture. You can look at how your cross section might look like. You have a back slope, you have fore slope, and you have your ditch line. So if we look at this cut right here, is the cross section of a roadway. You have the pavement, and you have the base, and you have the subgrade. The pavement usually are put down in different layers. You put the base pavement, then you put the binder pavement, and finally they put the wearing surface, which is about an inch. It could be from half inch to an inch and a quarter around here, and that will give you the total pavement. Then you have the dirt below it, which is a clean material. Could be crushed stone, crushed gravel. Then below that you have your subgrade, which is the existing ground. On top of the existing ground you have your subbase, is that dirt, and sometimes you put a base and then you put your pavement. Alright, let's go back to the Civil 3D, and we're going to talk about assembly, and we're going to basically go ahead and make those cross section. There are 6 different type of assemblies: undivided crown road, undivided planar road, divided crown road, and divided planar road, and railway, and there are others also could be used. From a home tab, go to the design panel. This is your design panel, and right here you see create assembly. Click on drop down menu and say create assembly, and then let's name the assembly. I'm going to make an assembly for the Robinson Road right here. So I'm going to name it so I know which one is for what. I'm going to say Robinson full. No, Robinson RD. And then you have the assembly type right here. We look at the assembly type. It's those type that we just talked about. So let's pick up undivided crown road, undivided crown road, and let's leave rest of them as a default and click OK. Now when you do that, you got to put the assembly someplace here. I would just put it between my profile and my roadway here, right there in the middle, and click that, and there it is. This is so small compared to the rest of your drawing. Let me just zoom back out. This is right here. That red dot right there, if you can see it, that's what it is. So I'm going to zoom back out again. Zoom in. Come up to this left corner. There's a tool palette right here. See right there. Click on that tool palette. So once you click on a tool palette, you should have this right here. And when you look at the tool palette, there's a lot of tabs down here. Basic, lane, shoulder, and so on and so forth. And each one of these tabs has multiple sub-base category. So let's go ahead and go to the lane. Click on lane. There we go. And then from there select lane super elevation AOR, this one. When you do that, another window opens up right here. To move around, grab our down bottom here and you can move it around. I want to bring me over here so I can have my drawing right there. And in here we can gonna define what we're gonna do. So down here we're gonna be on the right side. It says side. Make sure you're on the right side. The lane width is I have 14. Let's make it 15 feet because this is a small road. Normally on a roadway around here 12 foot is a proper, but I'm just for our sake, let's make it 15 feet. And the percentage is -2% is good, so the water can drain away. I'm going to come in right here, zoom in, this right corner, click on this right corner. And we're going to see right here we have selected. This is based on what we select here. Down here we said, okay, the depth of the pavement is 8 inches, 1 inch for wearing surface. And then the depth of the binder is also 1 inches. And then the depth of the pavement, the base pavement, is about 0.33, that's probably 4 inches maybe. And then down here, the sub base, the dirt part, is going to be 1 foot. That's what we've shown. So if you change all these things, and that's what it shows right here. Now we have done this, let's go ahead and put a curb here and for the drainage. Come back in here in your palette, select curves right there. Click on that. And from there, let's select the Urban Curb Gutter General. Urban Curb Gutter General. And you're going to have this right here. And we're going to be on the right side. Then we're going to have the dimension to become 24 inch. If you want to know which all these one is, go ahead and put your cursor on it, it will tell you. If we want to change this 16 inch to a 24 inch, there we go. And the 7 inch reveal is fine, and just leave it the way it is. And click away, and you're going to come back in here and zoom in. You can see you got a multiple circle here. There's one here, one there, one there. Make sure you hit the top right one right here. Click on that. That way it lines up with it. And there's our curve right here, and everything lined up perfectly. And now let's go ahead and we got to put something to the back of the curb, existing ground, or it could be a grass panel or a sidewalk. And we're going to come back in here, find the generic tab. There it is. Click on generic tab, and once you click on generic tab, find link, width, and slope. So if you go up right here, wing, length, and slope is this one down bottom. Click on that, and then your parameter, design criteria here, let's change those. It's going to be right side. Let's make the width 12 feet. And bring it back in here. You want to line up with this top corner. Before I do that, notice the slope is positive 2%. The slope on here was negative 2% going down this way. So we want the water come back to here. So that's why we have selected positive 2%. So click right here, and there it is. Now you have this water coming back here, going into your gutter, and it goes into the catch basin. Okay, press escape a couple of times to get out of the command. Now we want to do the left side, and basically I want to copy and paste this to the left side. And how we're going to do this is go ahead, select everything right here. So I'm going to select this right there, and then I'm going to hold the control button, select this, and select this. So everything is got selected. See if it works. And come up here, there should be mirror someplace. It isn't, so we're going to right click. We're going to select the mirror. Then I'm going to come in and go on this side right here. And there it is. So this is one assembly that we made, and that assembly was made for this roadway right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start creating corridor. Let's go to bring another file here. The link for this one is download the description. Download this file and open it up. Once you open it up, I want you to pay attention to this right here. This is a Jefferson Road, Ranch Road. And start after this intersection right here. We'll continue go through this intersection and get to the traffic circle and continues on. So what I want to do, I want to make a corridor of this area, but we got to pay attention to these intersections so we can just get by them. Corridor are a 3D model of a proposed design, which is based on an alignment or a future line, profile, and the assembly. We just created it. So that's what the corridor is based on those, and it makes this 3D model of this. And it's really used to create a terrain model and generate the section data for cross sections. As we proceed along, we find out. So go up to your Home tab, and from Home tab go to Create Design section, and from there find the corridor, and click down on a corridor, and then select corridor. And once we do that, we like to say which corridor we're going to go ahead and name it. We're going to use this Jefferson Road, so I'm going to call it Jeff Road. There, and then we're going to go ahead and the style will stay the same. And then down here it says alignment and profile. It was going to be based on alignment. It's going to be based on a Jefferson Ranch Road, and profile is going to be the same profile of Jefferson Ranch Road. And then assembly, we made a bunch of assembly in this one here. So we're going to select the, that's the profile, not assembly. We're going to select the collector full. And then down here, make sure you have the the baseline and the region parameter checked. Click OK. So once we do that, we're going to have this window opens up. And your window, if you open up this window, you might be like this, and you might not be able to see the name right here. See if you can expand it so you can see the name right there. You can see here, this is the baseline and a region parameter for Jeff Road that we just created it. And the baseline is, you can see this baseline only has one region, and in the parameter box right here. So we got to create more region. And what I mean by that, as we do the exercise, we can define it. So right here, where the name is, let's change this name right here. Let's RG before intersection. Okay, so we're going to come up here, keep going. Is a start station. Remember when we looked at that drawing as a Jefferson Road start at station 1+17? So we're going to click right here. We say 117, so that makes it 1+17. Hit enter, and that's our station right there. Right click and have split region. And now we have split region right here. If you remember, this is the 117, we start from here. So I want to go ahead and find out where this is going to go and where the intersection start from the other end. So start at 117. It's about around here. and you can just go ahead and move your cursor to tell you what station you're in. And I think it's about right around 1.5 plus 20, about this area. So I'm going to go ahead, don't click on anything, just go ahead and type in 520, enter, and then I'm going to come up on this other side. It picks up about 635, station 6 plus 35, so I'm going to say 635, enter, and continue to right here before the circle, and it's going to be about station, say 10 plus 35. So instead of 10 plus 35, I write 1035 or 1035 and hit enter. So we're going to just stop right here. That's going to call that for the end. And let's hit escape to get out of this mode. Okay. And now you see we created a different type of a region. And 1, 2, and 3 region. So we can see the region collector 1. Click on collector 1 right here. And then right click and say remove region. And let's right click on 3 also and say remove region. There we go. And let's click on number 2 and right click and rename it. We don't have to right click, just rename it. Let's rename it RG after intersection. Hit enter and click OK. And yes, rebuild the corridor. As you can see, we created a corridor, and this corridor is based on assembly that we created. And the assembly for this one was no, it's not that one. It was based on this assembly right here, collector fall. So you have the center line, then you have the curb line on both ends, and the line that you see is this line right here. See these right there, those shows up as a line on your corridor. So if we go back to the corridor itself and we look at it, and there's the lines. Actually, let's go ahead and do come up here, go to view tab, and from view tab, let's split the screen to two vertical, and then I want to see this one come back in here. Kind of zoom on this a little bit and come up this corner. Let's change the view to southwest isometric and take a look at that corridor. And if you look at the corridor deep, and you can see that's basically the assembly that created. This is the center line, and there's your gutter line, and there's your curb. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make a corridor on this road right here, Robinson Road. And you remember earlier we made this, come back here, and made this assembly. Let's go ahead and put a note underneath here. How are we going to do that? Come up to your prospector, go to a setting tab. Come on, and from setting tab, go to a general and expand the general. Then there is something called label style, expand that. And there's something called node, expand that also. And we have general node and expression. Let's add another style to it. Right, click on a node and right click and go new. And in here we are in information tab. Let's change that to a style. What style you want to go ahead and do it. We're going to say, okay, this is going to be Robinson Road. I'm going to say Rob RD. So that's the style we're going to use. And then we're going to come into General tab. General node, you can see what layer this one is. It's on layer 0, so we'll click on here. And if you want to put it on a different layer, that's fine. This is on different layer, name layer 0, and it's wide, and you're going to go with that default, or you can have, if you have other one based on your workplace, you can go ahead and change it and put it on existing or whatever they have there. So we're going to click OK here, and we're going to go to that was general node. Let's go to layout mode. In here, visibility is true, and you can change the height of your text, and then you have a border on here. I don't like the border. Let's get rid of that. Border visibility is true. Let's make it false. That take care of that. And the next one, node here, let's change that. In the text field, call a node. Let's click on node, and then click the 3 dot next to it in this field. And you're going to have this open up, and you can make the change right here. Instead of node, we're going to go ahead and type in Robinson Road, and click OK. And click OK again. So now I want to put Robinson Road here. Come up here from a Home tab, move over to Annotate tab, click on Annotate tab. Down here you see it says A label, click on that tag right there, and you have this opens up right here. And in here it says node, come back, and it says label style. See where we made a style called Rob Road at the beginning. Click on that, and then let's stay with that and say click add. There it is right there. You can go ahead and if you click on this, you can drag this center right here to align them where you want. I'm going to center it right here. You can also rotate it and do whatever you want. So now let's go make the corridor right here. I'm going to come back up here and go to Home tab. From Home tab, go to Create Design Area, and then from there find Corridor. Click Corridor, just like we did before with the other one. And let's name the corridor Robinson Road Corridor, and a basic style. Come back down here because we have 2 alignment. Make sure you select the alignment of Robinson Road. And assembly, we only have one assembly, we call the Robinson Road. And then in here, let's click OK. Then let's click OK one more time and hit rebuild. And there we are.